difficult compared to the first piece, and then this is like a whole new like set of things.
You have unveiled my grand plan. Yes.
Yeah.
It keeps getting harder. Yes. So.
There's a method to the madness.
You haven't even told us the last piece yet. I mean, we don't even.
But you're not like the lobster in the pot where you cannot detect the heat rising. You are well aware.
Oh, yeah.
Of the temperature being turned up.
Okay, so we'll see.
However, a lot can get done in this piece by, you talked about how in your test, and I agree with you, you had a bad day in terms of maintaining stable tempo.
Yeah.
You took some risks and they didn't pan out, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think in this piece, a lot can be accomplished actually by showing a really steady tempo.
Yeah, I think that's what I learned in the practicing of it too.
Mhm. So it's a good place for you to be. Good. So sopranos, I'm going to ask you if he starts being flippy floppy with the beat, please sing his beat and show him what he's doing. So, yep, one more time.
Okay. And measure 4. How do we make them sing 4? Well, I can look a little bit sooner. That's one of them. And then I think a little bit more support.
Yes. Where are the different ways as a conductor we can find support and then share our support with the sopranos? What are some of the things Nick could be doing better to show them 4?
A little more resistance.
Yeah. There should be, your arm could be more heavy. Va, boom.
Okay.
Or it could be more resistant. Va, boom. Or even both. Va, boom. Right? That's some. What else?
Gesture could be bigger.
Gesture could be bigger. What's the danger of gesture being bigger?
They can slow down like I do.
Yes. Slows down and it gets out of our control. So I don't think bigger is generally the best way to get forward.
Right.
Weight and resistance are better, but there's an even bigger one for me. Posture.
Yeah.
You need to stand up, and you're in here because you're nervous about the piece. But like as soon as you get there and stand up, that's going to be your biggest single effect. So one more time at the beginning, and you're going to be piano measure 3, and then you're going to turn to the sopranos and stand up straight. So. Much better. Cool. You got there like 2 beats after they started singing.
Okay.
Right, so that breath and that forte posture needs to be in beat 4 of measure 3.
Okay. Rather than like and of 4 or 1 of 4.
Correct. It needs to be before they come in, right? It needs to be right when they breathe. They need to see while all of the rest of us are singing piano. Because if not, this is a scary thing for them to have to do, right? They come in forte while we're all doing it, and they're not going to do it if you don't show it to them.
Right.
They're going to stay as part of the team and stay on team piano, which we all are.
Right, because everybody else knows that they're piano.
That's right.
Right.
And so we've got to get there, and the forte is going to occur on beat 4 in the breath. Good.
Okay.
So it's soft, 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 breathe. Bang. Yep. One more time. Again. Triage. You all know the term triage? That's like in the waiting room of the hospital. When the hospital is overwhelmed and there's multiple people sitting in there, like who's the one that you most need to see first? The person with the gunshot wound or the person with the cold? Right, so.
The one that's gonna survive, actually.
So, yeah, well, it depends. Yeah, I guess it really depends on how serious the gunshot wound is. Maybe you don't take them in because it's hopeless. Yes. So, in terms of this piece, the first thing I think that everybody needs is that breath of where their entrance is.
Yeah.
Not their entrance, they need the breath.
Right.
Right? And you're consistently like a little bit behind. Like we need our eyes to be there and then the sing.
Yeah.
And we need that standing up straight forte breath. That's the first thing. And then after that, we need a steady beat. Right? And if we have those two things, it may not be musical, but we're going to get through this.
Right.
So those are the first things that I want you to work on. And I think for you in this piece, the steady beat it would be helpful if we had a little more click to it.
Yeah.
Why is it more helpful to have more click in this piece?
There's a lot of music on the offbeats.
There's so much stuff going on the offbeats. There's almost always someone singing on the offbeat of almost every beat. So
Right.
just like having that to help us stay together. This isn't like finesse, this is like the triage. How are you gonna hold us together? That's the first step. So the breathing and the steady beat. After that, I think the next thing is the moment at the end of everybody's phrase where we have the ding, the
Yeah.
that extra click and that extra attention. That's the next level if you can add it, and even better with this.
Yeah.
But that's something you might even be able to expect of your singers if they can't do it. But it's really scary to sing that un, das, le, ding without a click.
Right.
Right, so like, so from the beginning, I want with the sopranos, breathe, sing, sing, steady beat, right, for 3 measures, and then extra das, and then we're on to the alto.
Right.
And the alto can be the exact same thing for you. They need
Right.
breath,
Done.
and then they need the da, and then we're on to the tenors. Right, and the tenors need the breath, and they need the steady beat and the da. And then the basses need that from you, And then we need the thing that we talked about with chase and measure 20.
Yes.
That really clear heads ding for the basses to keep
Right.
everybody together. I think that's gonna be enough for you to work on between now and next time. Does that make some sense of triage of like what needs to be in place?
Yeah, just the priorities. of
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
So, breathing with the sections, steady beat, bonus click.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna go that far one more time, okay? Oh, no, I'll just say this now. This is also a really maddening piece to conduct and to sing for really good musicians. It's easy to get lost in your beat pattern. Because of the way Brahms constructs the melody. What is it that makes this piece so maddening to like stay in time and all that? Because
the entrances aren't always on beat.
right, the entrances aren't always on beat one, right? The main theme is 3.5 measures in length. So we wind up having sometimes the exact same music phrase to beat one or phrase to beat three, depending on who you are. And so like good musicians like see the downbeat and they want a phrase there, but if they're one of the people that started on beat three, it's a this piece can actually be more frustrating for good musicians who like understand where bar lines are supposed to be than like people who just like sort of read dots.
Right.
So, here we go. From the beginning one more time. Go ahead. Read. Steady. Steady. Click. 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 Here it comes. Bigger click. Boom. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and click. Read. Read. Yeah. So those are all like things that can be going through your head and like all of that stuff. Right. One of the things that I sometimes do when I'm preparing a really complicated piece and something I coach the undergrads on is to actually make a recording of yourself with all these extra vocal lines.
Like a roadmap.
Yeah, so I would put on the recording that I like, and then I would record myself speaking over it. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, off, piano. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Sopranos. Click, 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 click. We're having, right, so that like all of those extra things are in your head, like all of the things you need to do. And the thing I love about that, this is maybe the only way you can safely practice conducting in the car, right, is to say those section names before they come in.
Right.
So that you like know when you're supposed to be looking at them, which is not when they come in, which is like the danger of practicing these recordings. We think if we look at them at the same time they come in, that's gonna help.
Right.
But that's too late.
Right.
Cool, one more hint for Nick, please.